Hi Trauma Healers, Lev here. In today's video, what we're going to talk about is how to use the law of attraction to make your life better. Now, I know some of you might be thinking out there, well, law of attraction, how do we even know if that exists? There's no way to measure that. It's one of those things that can't really be proven or disproven. Well, guess what? It does exist. And just because something can't be measured doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So let me give you an example. Would anybody argue that love exists? Of course not. How do you measure it? You can't. Would anybody argue that hate or fear don't exist? How would you measure that? Again, those things cannot be measured. So just because the law of attraction can't be measured doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. However, there are some misconceptions about the law of attraction and how it works. A lot of people believe that it just means that if you think positive, then only positive will happen. That's not exactly how the law of attraction works. So let's talk a little bit about the law of attraction. First, what I want you to know is that the law of attraction works both consciously and subconsciously. That's what most people don't realize. That's why somebody might be trying to think positive and still a bunch of negative stuff is being attracted into their lives and they can't understand it. They're like, well, I'm thinking positive. Why is positive not being attracted into my life? Here's why. Because the law of attraction, the way it works is what you focus on, you begin to attract, but not just that. The law of attraction, things are attracted to your emotional state. So if you're constantly in fear, if you're trapped in fight or flight, which is unfortunately what happens to a lot of traumatized people, guess what? You're attracting people, situations, things that will trigger that fear, that fight or flight, that chaos. So that's why it's so critical to heal and release trauma so you don't have subconscious pain attracting more pain and negativity into your life. And so how do we release the trauma? How do we heal the trauma? Well, that's what my channel is about. I got lots of videos on that. Just briefly, there's all kinds of ways. You can do somatic healing, trauma release exercises, neurofeedback, biofeedback, getting satisfaction letters, Wim Hof breathing with cold exposure. What else? You can also do network chiropractic treatments, Reiki. You can do psychedelics. With one caveat, I'm not telling anybody to break the law. If you do psychedelics, go somewhere where it's legal. I believe that psychedelics have been decriminalized in Oregon, and I believe there's some countries like Mexico where certain psychedelics are permissible. Also, even places in the US where psychedelics currently are not legal, if you become part of a government-approved study, then in that circumstance, it could be permissible. So again, psychedelics can help as well, and meditation, breath work, affirmation. There's all kinds of things that can help you with healing and releasing trauma. But what you need to understand is if you don't heal and release your trauma, it will always counteract other actions that you take to use law of attraction in your favor. But assuming that you're doing the work and that you're healing and releasing your trauma, here's some tips to make the law of attraction work for you. So what's another way? Oh, actually, before we get into that, just so you know, there is a scientific basis for the law of attraction. And what that is your reticular activation system. That's just a term that means your selective focus. Your brain is basically a filtering machine. You have trillions of stimuli that you're exposed to every day. And if your brain didn't filter those out, you would go absolutely insane. In fact, schizophrenic people, that's why they have hallucinations and see all kinds of things. It's actually not hallucinations, it's things that are there, stimuli that are there, but their brain is not properly screening that away, so they just can't function. So your reticular activation system, your selective focus, is based on what you think about, and it's based on your emotions, and it's based on your prior childhood programming and just your life experiences. That affects your selective focus. And that's one of the reasons I recommend don't watch too much of the news, because it will put your focus on the negativity of society and the horrific things that are going on in the world, which are only a small part of reality. That's also why you shouldn't be around negative people, because again, they will get your mind focused on negativity. That's also why you shouldn't beat yourself up, why you shouldn't self-attack, why you shouldn't have negative thoughts, although sometimes those are uncontrollable. But again, if you're doing that, that's putting your selective focus on negativity. So to change that, you have to focus on positive. You have to read positive books, listen to positive audiobooks, consume positive content on social media and also on YouTube. And doing that over time will make your selective focus be more on positive and the good in life and less on the negative in life. And that will help you attract more positive into your life. But what's other actions you can take? Affirmations. I have a video on affirmations. I'll link to it at the end. And just briefly, you want to do affirmations with emotion, and you even want to look in the mirror. It makes affirmations more positive and more powerful, and it helps rewire your brain more quickly. So affirmations, that's one way to get your brain focused more, your RAS focused more on the positive. So give that a shot. Number 2, you can also write down positive goals or positive things that have happened in the day. In fact, it'd be a good practice to write 3 things that you're looking forward to in your day in the morning, and also at night, 3 things that were positive in your day or that you're grateful for. Because right when we wake up and right before we go to sleep, our brain waves go into a theta state. That's a very suggestible state where we can self-hypnotize better. So definitely do that. And that also will get your brain, again, focused on positivity, focused on gratitude. Here's the other way to use law of attraction. Visualize. I have a video about psychocybernetics. We'll link to that at the end as well. And basically, long story short, you want to visualize positive outcomes. And not just that, also imagine the positive feelings that you'll have when you accomplish your goals, when you succeed, or when you get what you're looking for in your life. And the key is to not just visualize the image, to also imagine how good you will feel. And by doing that, that actually rewires your brain as well. And again, focuses it towards positivity. So that's how you can use law of attraction to help you out. And I know I kind of threw a lot at you here, but just take one step at a time. Again, the absolute number 1 first focus needs to be to heal and release your trauma, again, so it's not counteracting these other actions to use law of attraction in your favor. So until next time, love you all. Please like, share, and subscribe.